Good morning, folks.
Good morning, Vikram.
Good morning, Murli. Thanks for joining in on time.
Good morning, Vikram.
Good morning. So, anybody ready with their setup? Would you like to show me real quick, 2 minutes?
Yeah, I can show that.
Yeah.
Please go ahead. We should stop sharing my screen and you can go. Meanwhile, other folks, please set up your machines. I will not take more than 2 minutes for each person. Okay, awesome. Give it a refresh, Murli. And show me your node server as well, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
After this, how can I exit from the this command prompt, Vikram? I didn't get like.
You can press Control C twice. Give it a try.
Control C. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't get that yesterday. I just closed that window.
So whenever you enter this particular command, you are into node environment. Node environment is like a little server. It's always enabled. It always listens. It always bundles, binds, etc. So in order to get out of the environment, you have to say Control C, Control C. When you do that, your local host is no longer able to get to the file and able to display. Okay.
Okay. One more thing. When you install the package, you got yarn lock, right? Here I got the package lock. So those both are package locks.
Yes, Murli. The package lock is from version npm version from version 5. Okay.
Okay.
I installed Yarn to show you guys. How I can able to install node modules locally, then pulling it every time from the node module. You can also install Yarn on your machine doing npm install Yarn. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Kirti, would you like to go ahead?
Oh, yes.
Next, Udayashree, be ready. All right, give it a refresh and show me your terminal real quick, Kirti. Kirti, can you look your terminal? Oh yeah, there you go. Okay, run the command npm start, and you should be able to run the application. Murli, meanwhile, try to run the terminal command npm start. Even though you're trying to run one instance of node server, try another instance of node server and tell me what's going on.
No.
Okay, give it a refresh and show me. Next, Udayashree.
No, Vikram, it's not coming actually when I'm trying to do npm start here. So
Okay,
this is...
it's still starting. It's still give it some time.
Oh, okay.
Start. Is it the first time you're doing after the initial setup?
No, this is the second time I'm doing.
Okay. Looks like there isn't an error. Without an error, I cannot really tell what's going on.
Yes, it's taking long.
Let's give it some time. Udayashree, if you're ready, you can go ahead. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's up and running.
Yeah, can you see that? It's doing...
Okay, it's still loading. The reason because it has to bundle all your file. Every machine is different. Every machine has a different memory. The configuration of the system, it really depends on how much of load you have in each browser. So if your browser will, the history of your browser, you have deleted all the cache, it would be really quick.
Okay.
It would take a little time. Okay, don't worry about it. Once it up and start running, it shouldn't take much time for the next time.
Okay.
Okay, Udayashree, are you ready? Okay, for some reason she's not responding. Shravani, would you like to go?
Yes, Vikram, but like when I gave ls, it was showing the error like ls is not recognized as internal or external command.
Okay, would you like to show me what's going on?
Share the screen, just a second.
Sure. Or else, Venkat, you can go ahead while Shravani fixes her things. Oh, Shravani, thank you for sharing. Okay, so ls is a command that we use it on the Mac machine, Shravani, not on a Windows machine.
Okay.
The equivalent of ls is a tree command, but which is I wouldn't recommend that because we use ls because the list of directories under the current folder. Since you said first, now go to the directory directly on your machine, not from the terminal window. Go to your folder directly.
The folder?
Yeah, the folder, the first folder, the name of the folder is first that you have created on your machine, which is under users Strava.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Okay, so the terminal is just accessing the folders on your machine. So you already have this folder. So go to your documents folder.
Okay. Yes, Vikram.
Are you on documents?
This is a document folder.
I don't see anything on the screen. Can anybody else can see documents folder on the screen? Can we share it? Venkat, you're making noise. Shravani?
Vikram.
I do not see the things on the screen. I believe you're only sharing your terminal window. Stop sharing and reshare again on your whole desktop.
Okay. Reshare, just a second.
Yes. Stop. Okay. And as you click on the share button, it would ask you to share the whole desktop, not an application. So share the whole desktop.
I did that, Vikram.
Okay, great. Now you should be able to go to the documents folder, and so now go to the Windows C. Sorry, the C drive.
Yes, Vikram.
Under that, you see a users folder, right? Last but one.
Yeah.
On that, you see a folder called Start.
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, so this is where you created your project.
That.
Under this, you see a folder called First.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where you have to do an npm install. So right now on your machine, you are in direct exactly this at this particular location.
Okay.
Okay, you can use
Yeah.
terminal. It's kind of, people who are well versed at the terminal, they try to do the commands things on the terminal. The terminal does the same exact order. Whatever you do on the UI, I mean, like clicking, deleting the folder, adding the folders,
Okay.
this is a visual representation of what the terminal does. Behind the scenes, terminal does the things. Now go to your terminal.
Sorry, Vikram.
Now go to your terminal. The terminal is a command prompt.
Yeah.
Okay, and do an npm start.
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, and you know how to get an exit. So this starts your development server, and that brings up your browser automatically.
Okay, Vikram.
Okay, so you see that it's on the UI. So probably you're having a lot of tabs. Try to close all the tabs because probably your machine is running out of the resources. Try to clear your browser window. Okay, there you go. So now
Yeah.
try to stop the instance of your terminal, Shravani.
Vikram?
Try to stop the instance of the terminal. How do you stop it? I was just telling Murali about this.
RM will type the command rm-rf. That's for deleting, I guess.
Yes, that is on the Mac machine. But what I'm
Okay.
going to tell you is you just started a server. Okay, this is the terminal has just started a node server.
Okay.
Okay, in order to stop this node server, you have to do Control C twice.
Control C twice. Okay.
And that would terminate the job. Say yes.
Okay.
And now go back to your browser, and you should not see the UI because there is no server that is running. Give it a refresh. You should not see.
Yeah. Yes, Vikram.
Okay, now go back again. Try to run the command npm start and try to run your application again, and you are all good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vikram. Like, should I stop sharing the screen?
Yeah, absolutely. Who would like to go
Yeah,
next?
thank you, Vikram.
Would you like to go next?
Okay.
Yes, Swami, you have a question.
Yeah, thank you, Vikram.
I'm sorry, what was it again?
I said thank you.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Sure.
Yeah.
Venkatesh, would you like to go next and show your screen?
Yes, sure, Vikram.
Okay. I know you already have this set up way back. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, I have it already. But my problem is, I installed through the npm only. I did not do with the yarn.
Oh, it's absolutely okay. Yarn is another additional tool I was telling you
But
about.
I'm trying to do with the yarn, but I'm getting some problem with the yarn. So here I installed it. This one.
Okay. Bring up your terminal. Let me see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It will show only npm only, but I did with the yarn, but I did not get any yarn start and yarn build these commands.
Did you install yarn on your machine first?
Yes, I did it.
Okay. Can let's do a yarn start?
Yarn start.
I don't think you are in the correct folder.
I will see my folder. This is my folder.
I mean, through the terminal, you are not in the correct folder because you have just created a project, but you have to go into the project.
Project React class.
Okay, click on that, and inside that you have a Stellars. But on the terminal, you only see React class. You haven't got into the Stellar.
Oh, okay. Okay, I need to do with the just git bash here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yarn start.
It's START.
Oh, sorry. start.
Okay, do an npm install first.
Okay. Install.
Say,
I do not
okay, do
save.
npm.
Save.
No. Clear everything, Venkatesh?
Yeah.
Okay, say npm-v.
Okay.
Enter. Okay, you have an npm version. Now, in order to use yarn, you have to install yarn. And the way you have to install yarn is npm install, or you can use a shortcut npm I as well. Install or I. Yarn.
iPhone, anything?
No, you don't need an hyphen there.
Okay.
Yarn.
Yeah.
Hyphen. G as in global.
Okay.
Enter. This should install yarn on globally. There are two different dependencies: global dependencies and local dependencies.
Okay.
Like tools like npm, yarn, we install them globally because we use them across the project. Now try to do yarn stack.
Yarn stack?
Yes.
Stack. Okay.
No, start. S-T-A-R-T.
Oh, start. Okay, sorry. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Now. I think we can see it in folder also. Yeah.
Just you will also see that yarn log file. Yesterday, someone was asking me about, it was Praveen, I believe. I see a packet.json log file. I see a yarn.log file. What is the difference between both of them? Is it Praveen in the call? Okay. Anybody interested to know the answer, guys?
Yes, Vikram.
Yeah. From npm version 5, npm started.
Even though I did not get it, Vikram, I do not find any yarn file here.
Have your
install?
Yes. Yes. Have your hand completely installed? Just check on that. Okay, it's because we have started the yarn, but we have to install the node modules through yarn. Okay, we already have the node modules. Go ahead, delete the node modules. Instead of doing an npm install, do a yarn install.
Okay, yeah.
These two tools do the same thing. Okay, they're not a replacement to one and each other. They do the same thing. If you do an npm way of doing it, it would produce a package.log. If you do yarn way of doing it, it would produce a yarn.log. Do not confuse. You can. Yarn is not an alternative to npm. Yarn is in combination of npm.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. Okay. Yeah, Sandeep, you want to go ahead and show me your screen?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Venkatesh. Okay. Vidisha, are you ready?
Yes, Vikram, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Sharing my screen.
Guys, whoever have completed, just use your panel to say yes. Whoever has completed their demo. Thank you, Kirti. So I don't keep asking you the same question again. Vidisha, if you're not ready, you need some more time. All right, thank you. Go to your terminal. Try to create another instance of your development server, Vidisha, and tell me what is going on, okay? Am I on mute? Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay, so I did the npm start too. And I have this, and then I have the folder.
Okay.
The only thing is, what do we use instead of ls?
It's a key command in Windows. You really do not have to
So then how do we work around doing stuff like you do in your developer tool, or like how you work in Mac?
Windows is something I'm not familiar really with. It's been years I've really worked on a Windows machine, but I will try to find something on the internet is an equivalent command. I strongly remember it's a tree command where it would list out all the package, all your file structure. But I have seen while you do tree, it would also show you all the subdirectories, which is not a good thing. You always want to see the directories on a higher level. I'll try to find something to let you know. Okay.
Okay. And then quick question, when I come to this page, it says to get started, edit source/app.js and save to reload. What does that mean, Vikram?
Oh, open your code, open your folder, and do you have a preference of an IDE? I mean, have you used any IDE before?
Yes, Visual Studio Code.
Okay, pull this code into your Visual Studio.
The entire thing, or just app.js?
The entire thing. While working on a project, we have to navigate through multiple files. A good IDE should be able to easily navigate through multiple files. We cannot simply open a single file and start editing, right? You know, there are a lot of files that has to be integrated. They have to crosstalk, and we have to copy up things and paste things somewhere else. It's a good thing to open everything.
So how do I open everything? Just Control A, or go to source and Control A, because I can't open folders.
Okay, open your VS Code first. Okay, open your VS Code. Guys, whoever have done their installation, please set up a Visual Studio, Atom, Sublime Text, Notepad++, brackets. The preference of IDE, it's up to you. I personally recommend Atom if you would like to. It's very easy for me, and I really like the simplicity of Atom. But a few people like VS Code, few people like WebStorm. It's absolutely a developer's choice to go whatever they like to. Okay. You're on a Visual Studio, Vidisha. Now try to close everything on a Visual Studio, or just try to go on a file and create a new window. Okay, now you have a very clean slate on your Visual Studio. You have to pull that code inside this. Now go back to a file and add a folder into this directory. Go to File, Open Folder, and click on the root project directory. The root, not the. Yes, I mean, with these, I believe you have your name of your project.
I'm sorry, what?
Go to your project, wherever is your project. No, from the open window. From the open window, not from.
Yeah, let me just see where it is first.
Okay, it is in the wikis. It's on your Windows C drive under Windows.
Under users. Each other window.
Okay. Under wikis, and what's your name of your project?
Line.
Right, click on that. Select.
Yeah, there we go.
So this is your project. Now you can able to expand each folder. Go to source folder. Go to app.js. Try to edit the text between line number 14 and try to edit your text, whatever text you want to put in there. Okay, now save it. There's a little dot on the tab if you see on the app.js on the top. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, whenever you make a change to a file, a dot would appear saying that you haven't changed your file. That's there. Okay, and next time make sure you save your file, and
I did.
The browser should automatically reflect your change. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
The whole configuration is set up that you don't have to give it a refresh, it automatically updates.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, thank you.
Going forward, use this particular setup for any ongoing future assignments. Everyone.
Okay.
Thank you.
Should I stop saying my? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vidisha. Sandeep, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, Vikas.
Okay. You can start sharing your screen. After Sandeep, I would like to go with Monica.
Hello. Yes.
Yep, Sandeep.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I've seen few folks go to Internet Explorer, some to a Google Chrome. I would recommend go to a Google Chrome because going forward we will be using debugging tools, which Google Chrome is an awesome thing for debugging. Okay.
Okay.
You can use the same address on the Google Chrome as well. You can go to Google or localhost on Chrome as well. Thank you, Sandeep. And I can see your screen and everything looks good to me. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Who else? Monica. Monica, you there?
Yes, Vikram, I'm sharing my screen.
You want to go ahead?
Can you see my screen?
Yes. Okay. Can you show me the output, Monica, or to your local?
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Mac. Thank you so much for having a Mac. Give it a refresh and just show me what's going on. Okay, yeah, you have to start your development server. After Monica, I would like to go with Divya. Please be ready.
What did you say, Vikram? I have to go.
Yeah, start your development server. So the way you would start is go to this project folder from the terminal and do an npm start. Okay, from the terminal you go to this particular project folder. Now you have to go to the project folder, Monica. Is it your project folder?
Now my app is my project folder.
Exactly. Do an ls. Okay, awesome. Now you do an npm start. Perfect.
Okay.
Try editing your hack.js after this class, whatever we discuss in the class over the day, and let me know if you find any difficulties. Okay.
Okay, Vikram. Thank you.
Thank you. Divya, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, Vikram.
And Vidisha and who's that? Just Monica. Use your panel to say yes if you completed the demo.
Yeah, so can you see my screen?
Yep, awesome. I also see that you have edited it. Awesome. So what
Yeah,
is the VS Code, right?
like when I edit something, then every time I need to I need to terminate the job and again start the npm start. Like, doesn't refresh automatically in React?
It does reflect. That's the whole reason of having this configuration.
Yeah, then like every time when I write something, I had to do terminate job and then again I need to do npm start in my system. I don't know like why is it happening.
Give it a try. Let me look what happened.
You want to show what?
Go to your VS Code app.js and try to edit something and save it.
Yeah.
Save it.
Save. Then.
Okay. Wait, I think you have more than one instance of your app up and running. That's the reason. Give it a refresh again. Okay. Monica, I believe, no, go to your NPM terminal. Okay, do a command C, a control C, control C. Okay, so you are under this particular NPM. So, node modules, React tab. Can you go to this particular folder location to your file of the folder? Yeah. So you are in here right now, right?
Yes.
Can you open the source folder and open the app.js?
Oh, it's just this.
Oh, try to open it from the folder. I would like to know if this one you're editing or the one you're shown is one and the same. Open. Edit with Notepad++.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're one and the same. Now give it a run. Do an npm. Not from this. Close your Notepad++.
Okay.
And do an npm. That's a way to see. So, Walmart. App.js and have your terminal connected. I would like to say whenever you do a save, is there an event that is going to your NPM? So resize your browser, resize your window of your VS Code, put the terminal name. So I can able to see the terminal and your code at the same time.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now try to add another Hello React or do completely remove Hello React and try to add some other text.
Okay, sure.
Give it a save. Okay. Now go to your browser. Give it a refresh. Close the, there are two instances of the browser, React and close one of them.
Okay.
That's interesting.
So I just have a question, like while creating, we did npm install create react app, and then in that I created a create react app and learn react. So is that with the two node modules, or is it right?
I'm confused. Okay, you have created view. Can you go to app data first? Okay, roaming and you created this view.
I mean, I don't know, like when I hit the command npm install create react, it got saved in that some weird path. I'm not able to find that.
Okay, let's do this thing. Try to recreate another app.
Okay.
A lot of time, folks, instead of figuring out what's going on wrong, it would be a lot easier to recreate things.
Okay.
What's going on?
Sure, I'll try once again and then let you know if I face any problem.
Sure. Thank you, Vidya.
Okay, Vikram.
Is anybody else? Uday Sri is right?
Yes.
Okay, so Uday Sri is Thank you. Thank you for presenting. Okay, that's great. Thank you. And any questions from yesterday's class? Folks? Okay, I'm gonna clear this answers from your thing. Okay, now do you have any questions from yesterday's class? Okay. So we were discussing about the folder structure yesterday. I'm gonna go over the debugging React once you have your setup thing. So I will discuss that today. We were discussing about this folder structure. We were also discussing about what is a boilerplate. Sandeep, what do you think is a boilerplate?
Yeah, boilerplate has the base code. It has the base code.
Elaborate for me, please.
Yeah, it has a base code which we develop. We get the code and we develop the code for our project.
Okay. Sandeep, not sure if you have a background noise. Somebody else's. Okay. So, Sandeep, Boiler code is a pre-written bunch of lines of code where if a new project starts, we don't write the code from the scratch. We build the code on an already existing code base. Okay? And that's called a boilerplate. Yeah.
Okay.
We were also discussing about what is a public folder, what is a source folder, what is a server folder, what is a client folder. Either in a project you can have a public source or a server client or a combination of public client. On the left side is the production code. On the right side, it's a development code. Okay. The difference is in production, we do not really put our development code. It should not be readable, so people do not easily hack into the application. Okay. And yesterday we were discussing about this a very few seconds about this Webpack. What a Webpack does, a Webpack takes your development code, bundles it through a set of loaders, and gives out you a bundle. Okay. I have, let's say, an example of this orange line going through the HTML. If under your source folder, you have this HTML and your styles, you have your components, and the Webpack server will scan all of your folder structure. And now this is already part of your create reactor. You don't have to really know the internal part of it. Just to know it on a higher level is a good thing. The Webpack just takes the files into the system, process them into a set of loaders, and pass you back as a complete bundle. Okay, you might have thousands of JavaScript files. All of them are put together, bundled, and given as a bundle.js file. Okay, and this little bundle.js file we give out to the DevOps team. They deploy it on the server. Okay, this bundle.js will no longer have any readable code. The variable names are changed, the way functions are created, everything is changed, minified, uglified. All we do on the bundle.js file to just make sure that it's no longer readable on the production. Okay, this is what a Webpack does. We have another thing called Webpack Dev Server. If you already have witnessed this on your machines, whenever you do a Control S or a Command S on your Mac machines, the server it's automatically reflecting on the UI. On top of your Node server, there is another server called a Webpack Dev Server. Okay, this runs on top of Node. This particular server will watch your files, and whenever your files change, it will tell the browser, okay, I have an updated data, and you have to refresh. Okay, this is what a Webpack Dev Server does. This is pre-configured into the machine. Your React creator, we are just leveraging its abilities. Okay, and we also created a very single component yesterday using import component. Let me show you the component we have created yesterday. Let's get back to some code. Okay, this was a component we created yesterday saying hello, and to run this. Is my code and the browser is it big enough to be seen, or you like to enlarge the code a little bit? Is that good?
That's good, Vikram.
Okay, awesome. So we have created a very simple component yesterday using the React create component. There's another way we can able to create the component using React.create. There are two one and the same. It's just the syntactic sugar we are using. From the React, we create a class and we extend the existing class. My simple component extends component, and we do a render function. And inside our render function, all we did was to return a div. We also went over doing a conditional rendering. Depending on a condition, we render the view. Let's say if the user is online, we render the user is online. If the user is offline, which is false, we render the user was offline. Right? We did a lot of conditional rendering yesterday, right, guys? Now, render is a part of the React because the render is all about showing the views, and without the render, there's nothing we can do with React. So remember, every React component must and should have a render method. Okay. Now, we were also talking about a life cycle. A life cycle is a series of components or methods or functions that are called on each phase of a component. Okay, like, on mounting phase, while creating, we call a set of component life cycles. On updating, we call another set of life cycles. On unmount or destroying the component, we call another set of life cycles. Okay, we will discuss few component life cycles today and also go over what is a state in React. Okay. Any questions so far before I start today's class? Please use your panel. I will not start it off. If I do not see any notes. Okay, except Kirti, everybody says it. Yeah. Thank you, Kirti. You have a question, Kirti? Okay. So let's start with a very simple component lifecycle. The first and the foremost component lifecycle in React. Okay. Every component must have a render function, right? But again, there is another component lifecycle that is called. So until I say we are only discussing about the component lifecycle or the functions that are called when the component first shows up on the UI. Okay. After your component shows up on the UI, there are other set of life cycles. Then we remove the component, there are other set of life cycles. Okay. For today, let's discuss the component life cycles that are triggered, that are called when your component first loads on the UI or your component is shown as a DOM, mounted on the DOM. Okay. The first component life cycle is constructor. Now, constructor is not a word that we are doing it from the React. This is something we get it from the JavaScript. Whenever we initiate a class, what we're doing in here is we're creating a class. A constructor will create an object out of the class. Okay, this is a JavaScript concept. Knowing internal, I don't think you would have to, or if you are, the pro JavaScript developer, you want to get into these things, it's a good thing to know. But as far as I know, in terms of React, just to know it's a component lifecycle. I wouldn't tell that you shouldn't know the internals. It's a good thing to know, but just understand in a React level, it's the component lifecycle. It's a function. If you see a JavaScript function, a function one name, a function is called using a parenthesis and the function definition. Right, guys? Guys, I need at least one person to say yes, no, I don't understand. Thank you, Kirti. Thank you. Who was the other person?
It's me, Ratisha.
Yeah, Vidisha, thank you. So this is the JavaScript function, guys, right? Can anybody help me to write a very simple JavaScript function before we jump on to component life cycles? I need to have a function that takes two numbers and returns the sum of two numbers. Whoever it is, please help me out to create a JavaScript function.
Function add numbers.
Okay, Murali, function add numbers.
You can declare the variable a and b.
How do I do that? Like this?
In brackets, in parentheses.
In parentheses. Okay, a, b, that's all.
A comma b.
A comma b. Awesome.
And then open braces, open and close.
Open braces.
I mean braces, not the parentheses.
Like the curly braces, right?
Yeah, curly braces. Sorry.
Okay, and what am I supposed to do inside my function?
Variable sum equal to a plus b.
Variable sum is equal to a plus b. Okay, and I should return my sum, right?
Yes.
Okay. For folks who do not have not a clear knowledge in the JavaScript, function is a keyword in JavaScript. Okay, we are telling the JavaScript, telling it, okay, we are about to create a function. But you know what? There are many functions. Each function should have its own name. We're giving out a name called add numbers. Murali, correct me if I'm wrong. And we give out a function. The name of a function is add numbers. And we pass the function variables and we call them as arguments, function arguments. Okay. We pass two arguments into the function right in here. You can pass any number of functional arguments. You can pass any number of arguments into a function. And what I'm doing is I'm summating it using a plus b, using arithmetic operator and adding the value and assigning the value to the sum. Sum is a variable again. Murali, can I also do constant, right? Because I'm not really changing the sum value later point of time.
But if we give the a and b value, if we change the a and b value, that remains same. Constant means that don't change, right?
But Murali, you are missing a very you're right, but you're missing a very small number. A constant sum would be local to this scope. And next time you call another function, there will be another variable called constant sum created other than this variable, and that particular sum is changing, not the existing sum. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
And what we're doing is return is another keyword in JavaScript. A function, JavaScript is a functional language, a functional programming language. It depends completely on your functions. Okay, the way that we can compose a lot of functions, creating a huge function. Now we are doing a very small function to add the numbers. We can do multiple functions, complexes, arithmetic operations. A lot of things can be composed into functions. Okay, function is a very small reusable piece of code, and we are returning the sum in here. Okay, great. So this is on the JavaScript world. When we are going back to the React world, what we're doing is a render is a function by name of the function. This is an ES6 syntax. You don't have to write an extra keyword called function in here. Simply you throw a function, name of the function with a parenthesis, and the React would understand, okay, this is a function called render, and the render is supposed to return a div. Okay, this is on the render part of the function. Similarly, on the constructor, a constructor will make an object copy. We have a class. Okay, we already creating a class using a simple component, and we are extending the class on the basis of a base component, and that base component is supposed to have an object. Okay, let me break down these things real simple. Constructor will create a piece of data. Okay, so let's create a constructor, and inside the constructor we say super. And remember again, this is not part of React, this is all part of JavaScript. Okay, the constructor, the super, everything comes from the JavaScript world. React is written on top of JavaScript. Okay, now I do super. Okay, now let me create a name here. Let's say var name is equal to Murali. Okay, and now I want to show the Murali on my UI. How do I go doing that? I can simply say, instead of hello in here, Murli, what should I, let's say, Venkat, what should I suppose to? I want to show name Murali on the UI.
We need to write in super in I think inside the constructor we need to enter the data.
Okay.
Then we need to do the one-way data binding through return.
Okay. Now those are very big terms in there. Let me comment out the constructor first. And we were talking about this condition, how to render a variable inside the render aspect. And I want to render, no, I'm doing a hello in here, and the UI would render hello. I want to show the word called the variable name Murali. Can I use name in here directly?
You cannot do it. You cannot do it because it is not a one-way data binding. I think so.
Okay. Now, if I say, what do you think shows up on my UI?
I don't know exactly.
Okay, it shows up name because name, right? It shows up name. I'm using just a, I'm using a string in there. I'm not using a variable name. But I want to show what is inside the name. You know, the variable holds the name. Right? I want to show what is inside the variable. I go by using a curly brace. Okay, if I do a curly brace, the curly brace would understand. Okay, this is not I have to show. This particular variable has a data within it, and I have to show the data. Okay, now I give it a save, and you can see that my UI shows Murali. Though I do not hardcode my value inside my tape, on my screen the Murali is shown. Right, guys? Right, today's screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let's do this thing. I said component life cycles are called one after the other. Now let's uncomment this constructor in here and try to change the name variable. Let me change this name variable to Vidisha. Vidisha, am I spelling it right?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, now what do you think my UI shows? Vidisha. Vidisha?
Yes, Vikram, can you repeat what you said?
Okay, what do you think my UI shows?
I'm not sure. Maybe both.
I have a variable declaring data. I'm storing a Murali inside my variable. Then after I'm doing a constructor in here, I'm changing the name to Vidisha and then rendering. And component lifecycle
I think
support one after the other.
I think I'll show Vidisha.
Okay, wow.
Because we're using variable.
Yes, we are using the variable and we are rechanging the variable again in the constructor. So this is the first component lifecycle that is called. Okay, and we have another component lifecycle that is called in between your constructor and a render. Okay, let's take a look. It is called the component lifecycles are almost except for the constructor. All the component lifecycle methods are self-explanatory. The names are self-explanatory. Let's look at this. Component will mount. It shows, right? Okay, it's telling me, okay, the component is about to mount. The component is will mounting. Would you like to change something before the component shows up? Okay, now I'm going to change the name of the component, the name variable, and I'm going to say Shravani. Shravani, what do you think the UI shows?
It shows Shravani.
Okay, can you walk me through why does it show Shravani?
Okay, we keep on changing the variable. Like when we change the variable, like it displays the newly one, like which we changed. We change the variable name.
Right, partly correct, but not the latest one. The way the component life cycles are triggered. First, I'm initiating it Murali, then we're calling it a constructor. I'm killing it with Vidisha. Then that component life cycle, I'm calling it a component build mount. Inside that, I'm changing the name to Shravan. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, Vikram.
Awesome. Now there's another component life cycle that is called after the render. Okay? And after the render, and this component life cycle is called component did mount because it already mounted. Okay? Component did mount. And let me change the name again to Divya. Now, Divya, what does my component lifecycle, what does my UI show?
Divya only.
Why? It's
Like
because-
as you first initiated, then there was a first declaration, then the will mount name, and then did mount.
Okay, anybody, any more guesses, guys? Divya, that's partly correct, but rethink over it. Render after the render, the component did mount is called, not before the render. Render
It will display my name, I guess, Vikram.
Okay.
Who's that, Shravani?
Yes, Vikram. Because like you wrote that after render, so it takes a previous one, like where you wrote my name.
Okay, what if I do something like this?
Then it will display her name.
Okay, there's another catch there.
But in general, due to the hoisting feature, doesn't my name get displayed?
Oh, the hoisting is a whole different thing. This overrides the hoisting part.
Okay.
Okay, even though I rearrange this component lifecycle wherever I would like to, they are called in an order. The order is constructor, component will mount, render, and component did mount. Okay, now tell me, let me do this render part before the constructor. Now tell me, what does my UI show? Again, no matter how I rearrange my component life cycles, they are called in an order. Constructor, component will mount, render, and component did mount. Now tell me, what does the UI show?
Shravani.
Shravani, okay, who's that?
Murli.
Vidisha.
Okay, thank you, Vidisha. It would show Shravani. And what is going on here? I would like to change my name of the variable. I would like to maintain the variable name, and going forward, I would like to change my variable name. But this is so stubborn that it's sticking to it, whatever it is called after, before the render. Once the render happens, it's not trying to change anything, right, guys?
Yes, Vikram.
Yes, Vikram.
Do we really need this kind of a thing where it sticks to whatever render shows and it's not changing? Do you think that we are missing something in here? Right? There should be something where it should always show my latest data. Right, guys?
Yes, Vikram.
Yes, Vikram.
Yes. In order to show the latest data, let me introduce to a concept called state. Okay. A state is a piece of data where always render shows the updated state. Okay. State is nothing but a very small database. Okay. It's kind of, you connect to a database and database always shows the updated value. Now let's go create a simple state. And the way we would do that is, so let me clear this off. And let me clear the name as well. Now this variable is not part of the state. I would like to create a state. Okay, let me rearrange them back to the places how they are called. So variable and component will mount. Let me create a state. Guys, we create a state inside a constructor. Okay, and the simplest way to do is this dot state. Okay, equal to a curly brace. This is my simple component. Anytime inside your React component, you say this becomes your component. Okay, whichever component you are in, you call this becomes your component. Wherever you are, guys, when you say I am, and you become the person who you are, right? Does not matter where you are. Make sense? This is like I am, and this The word this is my simple component in this context. Inside this curly brace, from the top to all the way to the bottom before we export it, wherever we call this becomes the component, okay? And I'm adding a state to the component. The way we would do that is this dot state, and this is a JSON object, or a very simple JavaScript object. I will create a variable name called name, N-A-M-E, name, and let's say Murali, okay? Okay, I'm creating a state variable. I'm creating a very small piece of data inside my state, and render will always look for this particular variable. Whatever this variable holds, that is shown on the UI, okay? And inside my render, the way I should be able to access the database or the state is saying, where is my this? Where is my state? My state is part of my simple component, right? And how do I address my simple component? Just say this, and this becomes a component, right? And inside my this, where is my state? As part of the constructor, right? So this dot state, and inside my state, what is the variable I'm looking for?
Name.
Name, awesome. So name, okay? Now giving it a refresh, and it shows Murali, awesome. Now I would like to change the state before the render. Now after that I created a database, I would like to change it. What do you think? How do I change the state? Okay, let me throw an example. Just tell me, is it correct or wrong? Okay. I would say this dot state dot name equal to Shravani. Okay, is it a good way to do it, or do you think this works? What does my UI show?
I think this works.
Why did you show this works, and what does the UI
Because this dot state still refers to my components dot state.
show? Right. So we are
So it becomes Shravani.
exactly. Because of this reason, a guy lost his job. Can you believe? He's part of my project, and he is an OPT guy, and we were working together. And I had a senior person in my team who is an expert React developer, and that fellow was, we were newly into the project, and I was on the bug fixing part of it, and we were creating the new features. He had a lot of Angular experience, but do not have any React experience. What he did was to do something like this. He written a line of code on line number 14 on my screen and pushed it to the development branch, or pushed it to the source code. The guy, the Dave, saw this line, immediately wrote an email to my manager saying, I want this person to be offboarded. This is not the way you do it in React. In React, the whole purpose of doing the state, the React handles the state as an asynchronous. It's like, the React keeps sleeping in. Every time you do a state, this dot state dot name, you're forcibly making the React to do the job. Let's say, you have hundreds of jobs, and every job has an interconnection, and every job has to be completed in an order. If you try to force to do another job, that would break all the previous jobs. Make sense? And React works in the same sense. It will always try to manipulate the state. We are not talking about the manipulation dog. We are talking about the manipulating of the state. A state is manipulated in a line by line. The existing state transitions are used. Now, we take a look at my screen. Do not mutate the state directly. On line number 14, you can see in here, right? Do not mutate the state directly. Use a set state. It's telling me, okay, do not mutate the state. Hey, listen, you cannot mutate the state directly. There is a way you have to mutate your state. And the way we do that is using this dot set state. Okay, remember, always remember, set and a state is a camel case, and this is a function. Okay, and inside this function, we create an object, and inside an object, we change the name of this variable. Okay, what was the name I previously wrote?
Name.
Shravani.
Okay, now take a look. I'm giving it a refresh, and it's changing. Now again, let me do the same thing on a component did mount. Okay, let me change the name back again to Let me find somebody very unique. Sandeep. Okay. Now, if I give it a refresh, what do you think the UI shows? In the previous case, it was only showing what was on the component will mount. Now, what do you think my UI shows?
Sandeep.
Why, Vidisha?
Because you just said that when you use this call or like you change the state, it goes and goes through every state and sees what's the latest state.
Exactly. Now give it a refresh and you can see it's calling Sandeep. Now I'll put a console log on every component lifecycle and show you how each component lifecycle is called. Okay. Now let's do a console log in here. Instead of log, this is constructor. The console log inside my here. This is component will mount. The console log in here. This is render. And do the same thing here. Let me open up my console window and see what's going on. Okay, there's something interesting going on. Oh, look at the way how the component lifecycle is called. What is the first component lifecycle is called on my UI?
Murali?
Constructor.
The constructor Murali.
The constructor, right? And the second component lifecycle called?
Will mount.
The component will mount.
And you see, even though I set the state Shravani, it's showing Murali. Okay, because there was another existing transition under the current that was going on, and this has been delayed from the line number 15 to 17. I'm setting a state, but the state I'm immediately accessing the state of a variable, and this is giving me a data before actually the state has been mutated. In order to get the latest state, this is an interview question. What is the second argument that can be passed into the sets? Okay. The second argument that can be... Okay. Interview question is, what is the second argument? The first argument is a state object. You can see the state object in here. What is the second argument that can be passed into a set state? The second argument is a function. I'm doing an ES6 arrow functions in here. I can do something like this. I can do a function, or I can simply do arrow function. And inside this, I console log. Now let's give it a try and see what's. Look at this. This is Murali in here on the component will mount because it's showing the old data. Now I want to get the latest data. Now give it a refresh and you can see it's showing me the latest data. Okay. Now look at the things, how things are going on, guys. Initially, when I had this console log outside my argument, outside my function, the way it's calling is constructor component will mount render. Okay. And the component did mount. Remember, every time you do a set state, a render function is triggered. What is happening in here is, initially we do a constructor, the render is not yet triggered yet. Component will mount, we do a set state, the render is not yet triggered. On the render, we are showing the data. And on the component did mount, what we are doing is, we are doing a set state. Remember, every time, whenever we do a set state, a render function is again triggered with the latest values. Getting Murali? Sandeep? Hello?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, Udish, do you want me to repeat?
Vikram, this is Vidisha, but can you please repeat that?
So again, okay, Vidisha, mute for a minute. Thank you. In React, we have a set of component life cycles on the initial. Okay, while we create the component, we have a set of component life. Okay, and there are 4 component life cycles that are called on the initial state, or on whenever the component is first mounted. We have 4 component life, and they are called in an order. The first that is called is a constructor, where we actually set the state or create the state of the component. The second component lifecycle is called component will mount. Okay, the word itself says will mount. It hasn't mounted it. It's will mount. The render is actual mounting. The render is mounted onto the DOM. After the render, we have a component did mount. Okay, so this is a series. Let me comment this part out in here. Let me just show you how the things are rolling out. First, the constructor, the component will mount, render, and the component did mount. Okay, folks, clear until this point, Vidisha?
Yeah, Vikram.
Okay, what I'm doing in the component did mount is I'm trying to change the state variable. Using a this.set state, I'm changing the variable. And what I'm telling you is that whenever you do a state change, anything inside a component, a render function is again triggered. Now look at on my right side, you have 4 console logs. Constructor, component will mount, render, and component did mount. Okay. Now I'm uncommenting this part out where I'm actually changing the state again after the render. And I give it a little refresh. Now you see the 5th message saying this is render. Now the render is called twice. The reason is because on the component did mount, we are setting a state. Okay. Every time you do a set state, the component is re-rendered.
Yeah.
With the latest.
Yes, Vikram.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
Guys, I would thank you so much, Vidisha, for the question. Guys, if anybody does not understand, I would repeat it once again. This is very
Vikram, my question wasn't this. My question was, how do you use that this.state.name with the function and how that works?
okay.
The second argument. That was my question.
The second argument, right?
Yes,
okay.
Vikram.
So look at this particular set state. What I'm trying to tell you is set state is not immediate. It's gonna take some time. Okay, take that word. It's gonna take some time. Definitely some time, not immediately. When we try to do a component will mount and setting a state in here, and immediately after the component will mount, we are accessing the state. It's like you are reading on it. You're reading on a database which hasn't updated yet. What you have to do is you have to tell me, okay, whenever you update, then I would able to read the data, the latest data. You're not getting the latest data. In order to get the latest data, you have to tell someone, okay, listen, I know there is an existing data in there and I want the latest data. Whenever you see a latest data, then call me. The calling thing, it's called a callback. You probably use this word a lot of time during your development. A callback. Yes. A callback is something where you feel like, okay, the task is gonna take some time. What you do is you pass a function saying that, okay, whenever you're done, call this function. In a real world scenario, when you are at a let's say whenever you are at a haircut or any grocery store, you have a huge bank. Let's say you are at a haircut, and what do you say? You have a lot of people who are already engaged. What do you say? You write your phone number and say, okay, whenever a person is available to make my hair, just give me a call. Right? That's a callback. You're not physically in there. You're asking the person to call you back whenever they are done and they're ready to execute. In the same sense, what we're telling the set state is, okay, I know you're going to take some time. No, I don't know how long would it take because I cannot put in a timer. I cannot stop you. But you know what? Whenever you are done with your database reading or updating your database, call me back. And this callback, we are passing it as a second argument. Okay? The second argument, we pass it. Okay, we were talking about this function add numbers, right? The first argument is A. The second argument was B. In the same sense, the first argument is a state object. Okay, let me put it in this way so it might make some sense. Okay, And the second argument is the function. It's a callback telling you, okay, you know what, you're setting your state, it might take some time, call me back whenever you're ready. And this callback we say using an arrow function and a curly brace. Get used to this syntax. You see this syntax a lot of times in React development. A parenthesis, an arrow function, and a curly brace. Okay, inside my curly brace, I'm console logging. Now look at my thing. The component will mount is showing Murali even though I have it as Ravan, because the set state is happening, but it's not immediate. It's going to take some time. So what I'm doing is I'm letting the set state happen, then call the console log. Now I'm giving it a save, and the refresh happens, and now you can see the first, that is the constructor, the call. The second is the render, because the component will mount has a set state, and that was skipped because it has to go through this transition of set state, and it has to take some time, and it yielded a way to a next component type cycle called component did mount. And whenever the component will mount was actually ready with the set state, it called the console log, and immediately after that the render is called. Whenever a set state happens, a render is called. Have this concrete on your mind. Whenever a set state happens, a render occurs. This is an interview question again. When does a render occur? There are 2 times a render occurs, a set state, and the second thing I will let you know. Okay, folks, is that clear, Vidisha?
Vikram, but what if you have these set states multiple times? How do you know, or is it just, does it goes line wise after that? So if you have a set state in component will mount, and then you have it again for component did mount, it will just go to the first one which is ready first, and then go to the second one. Oh, so you do have it, yeah? So if you have the same arrow, fat arrow function, the second one, for component did mount.
Oh, it would do the same thing, Vidisha. The transition would happen, then the console log would take place.
But so similar functions would take similar amount of time, right? So the component will mount will still be ready first, and then the did mount.
It really depends on how the set state happening behind the scenes. We cannot promise the set state happen right away. That's the reason we have a callback function.
Okay, so but the render, the last answer on the screen would be the whatever last set state you have. So for here it would be component did mount. Sandeep's. Is that correct?
No, I didn't get it. Can you rephrase your question?
So whatever you see on the screen, the name,
Sandeep.
the value of the name, yeah, Sandeep, would that be whatever last value you gave to the set state?
Exactly. The latest,
regardless of what function this is in?
I'm sorry?
Regardless of what function it is in, right?
Oh, exactly. Regardless of whichever function it is in, the last set state will take place on the UI.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Okay. Any more questions, guys? Divya? You get that?
No, Vikram.
Okay, which part you missed? Divya, which part if you missed it, or you want to start over again, or you want to take a look at the recording and ask the question tomorrow?
Oh, I said there's no, I mean, I don't have any question.
Oh, you don't have any questions. Okay. I'm just sharing the poll, your answers on the panel. Just re-say if you have any. Do you have any questions? Monica, you have a question? Sudharshan?
Vikram, I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so even in the component did mount function, we are giving the set state, right?
Exactly.
Then why isn't the render function getting rendered, is executed off the bat?
The first, for whatever it might be the reason, the render is executed immediately after will mount. and after render, you have a component did mount. But if the component did mount have a set state, render is triggered again. Okay, look at here. The first render is happening here, and the second render is happening again. There would be a fraction of second, I wouldn't say a nanosecond, where the UI actually shows Shravani. Then a flick of a second, then the UI would change to Sadhu. Okay, I cannot really show you on the screen because it's really fast. But always remember, whenever you do a set state, render is triggered. It's like a render is trying to show you the latest data whichever in the state. The whole foundation of UI frameworks trying to achieve the same thing, but React have achieved this in a very simplest way possible. That's the whole popularity behind React library or a framework. React does, the Angular does in a two-way binding, they do a lot of jargon trying to achieve the same thing. But React does it in a very simpler way. The React has brought a new revolution into the UI foundation frameworks. Until this point, the jQuery, Angular, Vue.js, Ember, all this Flutter, there are a lot of frameworks. They're all trying to maintain the current state on the UI. And they were trying to do their best. And it was a little complex for them to do, but React made it very simple. All you have to take care is your state object, maintain your state, and the React will show you the latest state. And that will take care of how the transitions happen, how the variables change. Everything is taken care of React. All you have to do is create your state. If you want to read the state, do a this.state.variable name. If you want to change the state, do a this.setState. So two simple things. Writing to a database, reading to a database. The screen always reflects the latest data. Are we good?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay. Monica, copy your answer, please. Okay, thank you. Udeshri. All right, thank you, folks. So let's go creating a component. Okay, so I would just clearing of everything in here for the component lifecycle methods. And I will only just do a render part of it. Okay, let's discuss a little bit about styles, and then we jump on to creating child components and using them inside our React. Okay, let's do this in here. Oh, before that, let me show you how another thing. Okay. Okay. Once you have your setup ready, we'll go here on it's called React DevTools. It's a Chrome extension, guys. Just click on the first link you get and add this little library to the app. Already added it. That's the reason it's showing green. Usually it's blue. Go add this to your React to your Chrome plugin as part of your Chrome. Once you have this Chrome, you should able to get this little tab in here. Let me show you. Give it an inspect. If your React application is up and running, this would work. If not, it wouldn't. Okay. Go inspect. Okay. And you can see my HTML structure in here. Inside this, you can see this is my root, where actually this script is all my React script. But I would like to see the hierarchy of my React components. I have to go all the way down. Okay. All the way down, you should be able to see a tab called React. Click on the React, and that should open up a little console, a DOM element. And that DOM element simply shows your current selected React element, not a HTML element. Remember, when you create your React elements, those are converted into your HTML elements. But we want to debug the application or the React elements before they are converted into HTML, right? So the way we would do that is using this little React Chrome plugin, and you can able to see when I inspect my simple component. This is a simple component I have created. Okay, and you can see that Let's ignore this properties in here. You can see that on my right, you have a state, and you can see that it's showing my latest state. Okay, this is a very useful tool. When I started doing React, this wasn't existed. All I have to do is a console log and see the latest state. But this is a very useful tool if you are into a React project and on day one you're given a React project and ask you to inspect and debug and see how things are going on. This is a tool for you. You have to install this tool on your Pro machine. This is a must-have tool, must-have plugin. I have supported a lot of projects and I have seen a lot of developers do not have an access to install this Chrome plugin. If for any reason, if you are into you could not able to install this Chrome plugin, you have to immediately do this. They raise a ticket, raise the issue to your lead or whoever it is. I definitely need to have this plugin on my Chrome window. Otherwise, I would not be able to develop. You can able to develop, but it will take a lot of time doing console logs on your code. Okay, is that clear? Monica?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, awesome. So this is how we debug React views. Okay. Now I'm gonna go clear these things up, and I will quickly create a very small React component. So who would like to help me? I want to make it from the scratch. I need a person, a volunteer who can help me to create a React component. Real quick. Remember, we're gonna have an assignment after this class. Please follow. Everybody gonna have a different assignment. And whoever helps me to do this will, I would not give an assignment to this. Can you help me to create a React component for me, please?
I can volunteer to do that if nobody else wants.
Please go ahead.
So we first make the constructor object, right? The function constructor. Sorry, class constructor.
Okay, so if you make a mistake, you lose a chance and the next person can do that. Okay, is that okay?
That's fine.
Yeah.
No worries.
Okay.
Vikram, we need to create a class component first. Whatever component.
Let Vidisha help me, then you can follow. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah, Vidisha, go ahead.
So yeah, I guess I missed that step.
You know why Venkatesh has kicked in, even though I said you lose a chance, because the moment you said constructor, Venkatesh got okay. She's not gonna make it. Let me do it. Okay, Vidisha, you have to make it. Let's do that.
Okay, so we make the class component and then we make my simple component or anything else.
Okay, you have to be very clear in programming. You cannot assume things. The compiler is not smart enough to understand your exceptions. So be very clear. You said class. I have class on my screen. Next thing.
Okay, this is very terrifying. Class component.
Component as a capital C or a small c?
I'm not sure. I think capital, yeah.
You need a capital.
Small.
Okay, and?
I lost it already. And then we give it a name, but I'm not sure about the syntax.
Okay.
So if somebody else wants to help, that's fine.
Okay, you wanna give the chance to Venkatesh?
We'll write extends.
Who's that? Shravani?
Yes,
I
yes.
am volunteering. You are in the line next to Venkatesh.
Okay.
Thank you. So, Vidisha, one quick thing. You cannot create a component name by keywords. Okay, there are certain keywords where you cannot create the component name. Component by itself is a keyword. You can see the component is a keyword. There are few keywords like you cannot create class. You cannot create class var. You cannot create class function. These are the keywords. These are reserved for another purpose. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
And
got it.
okay, Venkatesh, please.
We need to create the class component.
Okay, class.
So class. Any like I can name it as a app.
Okay.
Or app or app extends. And we need to take from the React component, React.component.
React.component.
So the first one comes from the life cycle. It is a constructor. So
Okay.
constructor, we need to create the constructor function.
Is it an object?
So yeah, it is a
Like
it is a
it's a
it
function.
is state is an object. So construct is a function.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm creating a class in here. Am I supposed to do a curly brace or a parenthesis?
Curly brace.
Curly brace. And Venkatesh, remember one thing. Like I told you previously, your component name is supposed to be a smaller case. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was hiring a guy who wrote this. As I told the story, right? The moment he wrote a smaller case component thing, I dropped the call.
Oh,
Okay, your components cannot act that overcase. Next, Stravani, go ahead.
Yes, Vikram, like then we need to create the constructor.
Okay, when do we need a constructor, Stravani?
Vikram,
When do we need a constructor?
like it's the first component in the life cycle, and if we write in the constructor, it will display the one which we wrote.
Right. Whenever we need a state inside the component, so we are going to create a component without a state. Okay. Remember this one and the one component life cycle that should be inside every reactor. What is that?
Sorry, Vikram.
There is one component life cycle that should must be inside a render. Inside the component.
That should be inside.
Okay.
I couldn't.
Okay. I hear a lot of noise traveling. So if you can move to
Just 1 second.
who gonna take next?
Sorry, Vikram.
Sure.
Okay, 10 minutes. Yes, Vikram. Well, first, we need to create the constructor.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's go by your way. Okay, constructor. Is it a
We need to give the braces.
okay, braces
Yeah.
and
then the flower braces will open.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
And this is something everybody in my class misses. Let me help you. We do super.
do we need to the super? Yeah. And then if you want, like, we can give the name.
We can create the state in here, right? Constructor
Yes.
helps create the state. Constructor defines the state, right?
Yes, Vikram. Yes, Vikram.
The way we would do that is this dot
This dot state.
and equal to an object.
Yeah.
Perfect. So we are not creating a state component here because I want to create a very simple component. So I want to think is the one component life cycle that should and must be inside a component. In all the component life cycles we have discussed so far.
Yes, Vikram. Like, we need to write the. I mean, when we declare a variable or something, like, we need to write the console.log inside this dot state.
No.
So it not that.
There are 4 component life cycles we have discussed.
Render, will mount.
Constructor, render,
Component
will mount, component did mount.
Component did mount.
One by one. Okay. Stravani, tell me that order. I need an order. Whenever I ask about the component life cycles, you need to
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
in every interview they would ask you the component life cycle. If you tell them in the order, then you understand, okay, this is called after this. This is called after this. If you tell them, that doesn't make sense. And immediately you would have a question, can you tell me the component life cycles in order? Don't let them ask you the question. Always throw in the correct answer in the first place. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And this is a little trick, guys. I always I take a lot of interviews, and this is a little trick I always do. They say that I might be having an interview for 1 hour, 45 minutes, or whatsoever. When I get a call, the interview, I would just wait for him to ask this particular question. What is a component life cycle in React? Then I would take at least 10 minutes to describe the component life cycle, and I would eat away the chunk of time. So you would not ask me more questions. Okay, try to showcase skills and expertise in an area I have. If I give him more time, he might probably ask something else which I am not sure about. Okay, so I always do this thing. I tell them in an order, and I also tell them like this. We have 4 component life cycles on the initialization. We have a constructor. In the constructor, we define the state. If we do not define the state in a constructor, the component will have a default state which is null. After the constructor, we have a component will mount. For any reason, if you have missed adding any state variables to the state, you can get another chance to add state variables into the component. Under component will mount. Immediately after the component, render is called. Render is supposed to be a pure function. What I mean by a pure function is you cannot do a set state inside a render, because set state, when you do a set state inside a render, that will trigger another render, and the render will trigger a set state, and that will get you into infinite. After the render, we have a component did mount. We can also do a set state inside this. If you do a set state, a render call is again triggered, not just in component did mount. Throughout the component lifecycle methods, whenever you do a set state, a render is triggered. Okay. And I would also add other component lifecycle methods like component will receive props, should component update, did update, will update, the component will unmount, and I will talk about each and every component lifecycle. The more you talk about each component lifecycles, the more they think that you understand React, because React is made up of all the component lifecycles. Okay. Whoever was talking, please go ahead. Folks?
Yes, Vikram.
Yes. So we have a constructor here, Shravani. I was asking you a question. What is the one single component life cycle that is called inside every React component? So now tell me the component life cycles in order.
Yes, Vikram. We have 4 components in component lifecycle: the constructor, component will mount, render, and the component did mount.
Awesome.
In constructor is the first component in the lifecycle. In constructor, we need to define the state. If we didn't define the state, it will directly takes the null state. And after the constructor, we have a will mount. If by any chance, like if we miss defining the state for the component in the constructor, we'll do it in the will mount. After will mount, we have a render. In render, we won't, we didn't set the state, because if we set the state, then it will directly gives another render. And then after render, we have a component did mount. Even, in these 4 lifecycle methods, we didn't set the state. If we set the state, it will display the render twice.
Okay, there are few corrections. You have amazing listening skills. I would ask you a question at the end of the session, and I also test your retention skills at the end of the session. But there are few corrections in here. You cannot do inside the render, okay, because that would trigger off another render, and the render sets it. And that would get into an infinite loop, asking the JavaScript compiler to stop.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Now let's try to do a render. Thank you so much, Shravani. Now let's try, Kirti. Let's try to do a render.
Yes, Vikram.
Yes. For some reason, I'm not taking your name because I have a very small chat. The chat window is too small. If nobody is making a noise, that will not bring up your name. So you've been so silent that it's not bringing up your name. I expanded a little bit and I can see you. Now, be aware, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions. Now, try to help me to write a render function.
Yes, Vikram. It is like a render.
Okay. I just want to say hello world, not anything complex. Hello world. Render.
Sorry, Vikram, what is it?
I want to just say hello world to the browser.
Okay, so it is like render parenthesis
parentheses,
and the flower brackets,
flower brackets,
and we can give return
and we can give return,
and in parenthesis we can give div.
in parentheses, we can give div.
No, not that. I mean, it's like
Like this.
yes. I mean, in the next line, please. The code is if it is like this. Okay, so and then we can write hello world in between in div.
Okay, let's write hello world in here.
And we can close the div.
Close the div. Awesome. There's one mistake.
And
yes.
Sorry.
Yes, one mistake I intentionally did. Can you?
Oh yeah, in render in flower brackets we need to give this return.
Awesome. There you go.
And the semicolon after the parenthesis of I mean in the div. I mean after the div, the parenthesis and semicolon over there.
Right here?
No, the parenthesis, closing parenthesis, closing bracket. Yes, over there.
Okay.
So that we can get the hello world.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kate. There's another piece of information that is missing. We have created the component. Did we tell the world that the component exists?
What is it, Vikram?
No, we have created a component, but this component has to be.
Oh yes, we can give export default.
Oh, perfect. Default and what?
App.
So,
App semicolon.
thank you so much, Kirti. You can what is it? You can keep doing this.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Okay, this is so awesome. Now I'll quickly create another component. Okay, so I'm quickly copy pasting a few things on my screen to show you, but this is inside your div. This is nothing to do with the React. This is how we create the way that we do the HTML. I can simply type it if you would like to, but that doesn't make any sense. That would waste either of us time. So let me copy this thing in here and paste it back in here and give it a quick save. Okay, what I'm doing in here is a very simple thing. I'm creating a div. I added a few styles to my app previously. I would share this project with you. What you're gonna do is you can write your own styles or you can make use of the existing styles I have written. It's up to you. But your assignment for today is to create a component. We have another 20 minutes. I would create a component and let you understand how we can create one single component and make use of it. Okay. Now let's go back to the app. Let's just clearing this constructor in here. What I'm going to do that is okay. You can see I'm just writing the oranges line 10 and I have a little button in here. Inside my button I have had any questions on this line number 7 to line number 16. This is just the view I have created. Any questions? Use your panel, please.
I have one question.
Yes.
Why do you remove that construction function?
Right now we do not have any state. I'm hard coding the
okay, yeah.
Yes. So if I have to, so I have created a very simple component in here, and what I'm doing in here is this component has I should wait for others to ask. So do you have any questions on this lines number 7 to line number 16? It's just the nested divs having an image, just the H4 tags and a button. Okay, Venkatesh, do you have a question on these lines because you do not answer on the panel? Okay, great. Monica? Awesome, thank you. So what I'm gonna do that is, what if I want to have a multiple products? I go by creating multiple divs. The way I would do that is just create another div. Okay, I'm going to do a little trick, guys. You tell me what should I do to fix this. Okay, what I'm going to do is copy this piece of code and okay, just give me a minute. Hello, everybody there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I think except
Yes,
Vidisha, except Vidisha, everybody speaks Telugu, right?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay, I wasn't on the mute. If you have overheard anything. Okay. So what I want to do that right now is I want to create another product. I want to do copy this particular lines of code in here, and I would just
Your screen is not visible.
what was that, Katie?
Your screen is not visible.
Oh yeah, my screen is not visible. Thank you for letting me know that. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm going to copy these lines of code, and what I'm going to do is make another copy of it and give it a save. What do you think my UI shows? 2 products?
Yes.
Just one.
Just one. Why, Shravani?
I think it will just take the latest thing, like which you last updated.
Oh.
I don't.
Because the class name.
I'm not sure.
Same.
What was that, Vidisha?
I think that's because it's very identical. The product that div you made is identical. Maybe that's why I just have one.
It really doesn't matter if they are identical. You can have identical views, right? I cannot think of any example which have an identical views, but absolutely you can have an identical views.
Okay.
Okay. The UI would show me an error, and the error would be something like this. Adjacent JSX elements must be wrapped in an enclosing tag. What that means is a return is supposed to return a single div. Now I have 2 divs. Okay, in order to fix this, I need to nest these divs inside a single div. You can have any number of nested divs, but on a higher level, the adjacent divs has to be wrapped inside a single div. Okay, so what I'm going to do that is wrap them inside my div, top div, and a bottom div. Okay, and give it a refresh. And you can see. And Vidisha, I can add any number of products I would like. Okay? And okay. And that's a good question. We will talk about it when we talk about generating the views. I would, you know what? When you have identical views, the React will not show up in particular instance. But I'll talk to that when we're creating the chain component. Now, think again, guys. There's something missing in my code. There's a lot of duplication. Do you think?
Yes, Vikram, we can make it a function and then call that function multiple times, I guess.
Exactly. We can call, I just added a class name to realign that. Calling a function, a reusable piece of function in React world is called reusing a component. What I'll do is create a component. Let me go ahead and create a component. A class Let's create a product component. Product extends React.component. Quick question. Can I have multiple components in a single JavaScript file?
Yes, I think.
Divya, use your panel. Shravani, somebody? Venkatesh? Divya. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Yes, we can have any number of React components inside a single JavaScript file. It's the concern we do with, we have to separate each component. We'll talk about it later, but we can have multiple components in a single file. What I'm going to do that right now is to render, and directly hitting a render function. And what I'm going to do that is to return a single product. Okay, return a single product. Now I can avoid all this duplication in here and use my component. And what is the name of my component?
Products.
Product.
Product. Okay, it's not products, it's product. Okay, inside my day, what I would do is I use my products. And the way to use it's kind of, you know, using another HTML tag. Okay, the way we would do that is product, and close the product. Okay, and give it a refresh. Okay, what's going on here? Folks, what do you think it's wrong?
Capital P.
Yeah.
Capital P. And you can see I have just created a product. You know what? I can able to create product, any number of products I would like to. Isn't it awesome? Reusing the component. Yes or no, guys?
Yes, Vikram.
Awesome. Now, look at this again. I don't have to use an opening tag of product and a closing tag of product. I can simply do something like this. Product space a backslash. This is equal to this guy. Okay, makes sense? This is equal to this guy. Instead of writing product twice, I can just do product, a backslash, and that would create any number of products for me. Okay, folks?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay.
Yes, Vikram.
I would break in here for 10 minutes and I'll send you out an assignment really quick and the recording as well. Your assignment will be create any component, either be a business card. Talk to the WhatsApp group, talk in the WhatsApp group, try to understand who is making what. I don't want to see people making the same component. Do a business card, do a wedding card, do a greeting card, do an invitation. Do a product card. Right now I'm doing the product card. I'm just telling the product. A card is something that is, you know, it's the shape of a card that shows on UI. 80% of the applications would have something very repetitive. You can have a list of users, you have a list of APIs, list of data. Everything is on, the applications have worked on everything, would pull up a data and that data would be repetitive and we would be creating reusable components. I would like you to create a reusable component for me and show me tomorrow. Okay, except for one person, Keith.
Vikram, do you want to show this in 10 minutes?
Not in 10 minutes, for tomorrow's assignment.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, I'm sorry if I didn't tell you that. This is for tomorrow's assignment. Please join in on time so we can review the assignment real quick. If you're done with an assignment, that would be really awesome. Just show me a real quick WhatsApp video on the group. Just show me the UIs, how the product looks like. I would get back and look at the your coding, and please be prepared, set up everything. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be able to answer you. I'll push this code for you and also send you the link for the code. So if you have any questions, please look into this code. Okay, folks?
Yes, Vikram.
Yes, Vikram.
Vikram, so you want us to create the second, like the products class too?
I'm not worried about the styling the component. You can have any, any random styles you want. Take your time, work on your styles. I believe a lot of you are already familiar with CSS. This would be a little practice for your CSS as well, and also creating React component and reusing the React component. I'm sorry. Was there a question in? Was there a question there?
Vikram, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So do you want us to create the products component too? I mean, like the app component.
Just give me a minute. Was it Keith? Okay, was it Divya, right? Was having a question?
It's Uday.
Yeah, Uday.
Yeah, so do you want us to create the app component too, or just a product component?
You need to have a higher level component. It's called a container component. We are holding that component inside another component, right?
Yes.
So you can have an app component, you can have a product container component, you can name that whatever you would like to name it.
Okay, so both the higher level container and the lower level container you want us to.
Exactly. Right.
Okay, perfect.
Inside your app, go ahead and create a component and use it inside your app. The app is already set up for you from your initial setup. So all you have to do is create a component and use it inside your app repeatedly.
Yeah, got it, Vikram. Thank you.
Awesome. Any questions, guys? Or you are free to drop off.
Yes, Vikram.
Yeah, Keith.
So what is it like? I mean, just to create a card which displays the text, that's it, right?
Yeah, just any information.
Yeah, only the card information, that's it.
Exactly. Yeah, the information can be repetitive. On my screen, you can see that I have exact same.
Yes, yes.
What you are going to do tomorrow is how we can able to send different details into different cards. We'll go.
Okay.
Okay. For now, just create a and going on for today, please discuss on the WhatsApp group who is creating what. Please don't make it a repetitive. Okay. And imagination is it's up to your imagination. I would like to see it very neatly styled as well. If you really have some time to style it, play around, go on the internet and see how we can able to use the CSS classes, CSS styles. Make it look very good. That's what I'm concerned about. But the intention is to learn how to create a React component, not on the styles. If you've completed your creating a React component, then play on the styles. Okay, folks?
Yes, Vikram.
Okay.
Vikram.
Yes, Ram.
Will you share the code?
Absolutely. I will do it right away after the class. Also the recording, also the assignment. Okay, all three.
Okay.
Do it in the next few, maybe in a couple of hours.
Okay, Vikram. Thanks.
Sure. I'll be here for another 5 minutes, guys. If you have any questions, please raise your hand, ask it, or you are free to drop off. You can use icons, you can use images, you can use text, you can use input boxes, whichever you feel like. Just make it so fancy. Okay, if you really do not have to discuss anything about React, you can are open to discuss anything related to your how your things are going on with you and how things are going on with your job search, marketing. Is there anything I can help you with?